Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the top 6 reasons that you should move to New Mexico. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Sandia Mountains. The East Mountains loom so large over Albuquerque. I am fortunate enough to get to live in the mountains at 7,000 feet, which is awesome. Sandia Mountains start at 5,000 feet where Albuquerque is and go all the way up to 10,678 feet. Absolutely beautiful. You can get to the mountains a couple ways. You can drive up or you can take the tram. It is one of the world's largest trams. It goes 2.7 miles and it goes from 5,000 feet up to over 10,600 feet. Oh my gosh, it is stunning. The views that you're going to see from there, you'll get to see an old plane crash, and the tram operators are so much fun. They tell you all the history and how it was built and when it was built. Absolutely fascinating. Not to be missed when you come to Albuquerque. Also in the Sandia Mountains, there are a plethora of really well-kept hiking trails. A lot of them will go by a stream or a pond occasionally if you're really up high in the Sandias and hiking up there. Tons of hiking trails, biking trails. You can take the chairlift. Oh, I'm kind of leaving out the big thing. We have a ski area that's less than 45 minutes away from Albuquerque. So you can you can live in Albuquerque and then go ski for the day and then go back to work. It's amazing. The weather here, we've got 310 days a year of sunshine. You cannot beat that. So that's the reason a lot of people choose to come here. The Sandia ski area has it all. They've got the rental shop there. They've got everything if you're a brand new beginner, it's a really good mountain to learn on if you're a beginner. We've also got sledding, of course. There's snowshoeing, which is a blast with your friends to just go, and it's very much like a little bit more of an intense hike. You can even go bow hunting in the Sandias. Of course, you have to have a permit to do that because it is national forest land. We have a great restaurant at the top. It's a restaurant and a bar. You can sit there and see the sunset like you've never seen it before. You can see the entire city of Albuquerque. It's absolutely beautiful. Sandia means watermelon. And the reason that it's called watermelon is when you're in Albuquerque and the sun is setting, the mountain lights up and it looks like it's just absolutely stunning. So please come see us. There is unbelievable stargazing. If you're into the evening scene there, the stargazing is unbelievable because you're so far away from the city lights and you're 2 miles high. So you don't have air pollution, you don't have that kind of stuff. And so the stargazing is just unmatched in any place I've ever seen. So come check it out. You will love living here.
Another reason to live in New Mexico is the Balloon Fiesta. The Balloon Fiesta always happens the first week in October and lasts about 9 days, where over 500 different balloons come together to create something pretty amazing. Not only is it the largest balloon event in the world, but it's also the most photographed event in the world. Around 750,000 people each year come to visit the Balloon Fiesta. Over 50 different countries are represented at the Balloon Fiesta, and we see balloons of all different shapes and sizes. We have special shape balloons where you see characters such as Smokey the Bear, Humpty Dumpty, Darth Vader, and so many more. You can choose to come to the Balloon Fiesta early in the morning, and you can be on the field walking in between different balloons, and you can watch as they inflate. And then what's really cool is the mass ascension, where all of the balloons go up into the air at once, and it's really something that you have to see in person at least once in your life. It's something that you really just can't describe unless you're really physically there. You can also decide to go to the Balloon Fiesta in the evenings. In the evenings, we have the balloon glow, where all of the balloons will inflate, and the fire from the balloon inflating creates the balloon to glow, and it's seeing all of them glow at once is again something so cool, and you just have to see it to really experience the wonder and the awe of it all. And if you want to stick around later in the evening, you can watch the amazing firework display that they put on. And also, not to mention, if you get hungry, they do have vendors and different food trucks available to grab a little bite to eat if you get hungry. And if you are planning to make it out to Albuquerque for the Balloon Fiesta, just a word of advice: to get your reservations, hotel, restaurants, anything that you may need during your stay well in advance, because it reservations do fill up pretty quickly once it gets closer to October, so be sure to check it out.
There's a national park in New Mexico, and it is called White Sands National Park, and it is one of the coolest places you can imagine. It is so much fun. It's not actually sand, it's gypsum, which makes it look white, but it's dunes of gypsum, and you can run and play and like slide down them. And talk about photography. You get some of the best photographs you can imagine, and video as well. If you take a tour, the tour guide will walk you through all these really cool things and explain to you how the dunes move and how the plants, that the flora and the fauna that do live in this stuff move as well. One of the really cool things, and I'm gonna just give it away here because it was very fun. My husband and I were doing the whole tour with the guy, and he's taking all of us through, and then he gets to the end and he tells us that the water table, how low the water is below the ground, is only 3 feet. And we're all doubting it seriously, and the man says, no, come over here. And he's got this PVC pipe, put it in the ground, and you could look down and you could see that the water was right there, that there really was. There are 275 square miles of this. 275 square miles of nothing but this incredible, beautiful whiteness. It's really a sight to see. People can sled, they can play spike ball, they can do picnics, that kind of stuff when you go out there. Get lots and lots of videos. One of the things that's very interesting is occasionally it will get shut down for missile testing. So you want to make sure that you're not around on those days when they're doing the missile testing. But the government during World War II decided that that would be a really good place to test. So go check it out. Let us know what you think.
All right, guys, the next reason you should move to New Mexico is for another national park that we're going to be talking about, and this one is called Carlsbad Caverns. And as you can imagine from the name, it's a cave, except it's not just one cave, it's about 100 caves. So imagine a secret room in a room, and then a secret room behind that. That's a terrible example. Let me go back. Caves inside of caves, like on top of caves, underneath caves, if you can imagine that. It's crazy. As a visitor of Carlsbad Caverns, they lead you on guided tours through these caves where there's lights set up where you can kind of appreciate and see the whole cave in all its glory. There are stalactites hanging from the ceiling and stalagmites from the ground, which are basically just icicles, except they're made out of like minerals and rock, and they look absolutely crazy. Since the opening of Carlsbad Caverns in 1924, there have been over 44 million visitors. Another cool thing that they have at Carlsbad Caverns is bat showings. So every once in a while, all the bats inside the caves will want to fly outside of the cave for some natural reason, I'm sure. What you can do is they'll guide you to seats that you can watch as the bats fly out of the cave. So it's you're kind of like Batman, basically, is how I would describe it. I've recently gone to Carlsbad Caverns with my friends. We had an amazing time. It's a good thing to do with your family. It's a good thing to do with your friends. If you're a lone wolf, it's a good thing to do by yourself. So yeah, guys, if you're in New Mexico, make sure to check out Carlsbad Caverns. It's a really fun activity.
So in New Mexico, we have a ton of job opportunities. We've seen bigger corporations come to New Mexico within the past few years. You know, places like Netflix, Amazon, Facebook. Intel's been here for a while, but these bigger corporations have had a positive economic impact on New Mexico. We are also home to Albuquerque Studios, which, if you did not know, New Mexico is ranked 3rd for the best places to film in the United States. You may or may not know some popular movies or shows that have actually been filmed here in New Mexico. You know, probably the most well-known one is Breaking Bad, but we've also had, you know, Wild Hogs filmed here, Avengers, Stranger Things. In addition to the filming industry here in New Mexico, we are also home to Sandia National Laboratories, which is basically very complicated. They are responsible for the development, testing, production, and quality assurance of non-nuclear and nuclear components. So they're very well funded, and they provide jobs to over 8,000 residents here in New Mexico. So always tons of job opportunities if you're looking to move here. If you're an entrepreneur, New Mexico is a great place to come. You know, the cost of living is low, and so that opens up a lot of opportunities for whatever that may be for you. Investing, that's something that we can always help you with. So yeah.
My friends, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. New Mexico is unique because other than the fact that it houses all of these other amazing things that we just talked about, there are 4 seasons in New Mexico. that happen every year. That's all the seasons. There are only 4. We'll start off with summer. Some of my favorite summer activities to do here in New Mexico. Sports, big fan of sports, played a lot of soccer. You can do whitewater rafting. The Rio Grande has tubing. Any hiking, biking, I know we kind of already talked about what you can do in the Sandies. Transitioning to the fall, the scenery, the leaves are turning from green to orange and it looks amazing. Again, wonderful for photos and just, you know, existing. You can have bonfires with your friends, you can go camping. Something special about New Mexico is it's not very humid, like at all, which means not a lot of the bugs are here that you're gonna find pretty much everywhere else. So if you don't like bugs, then come here. Transitioning to winter, New Mexico has 9 different ski areas scattered all throughout the land. I mean, some are really close to Albuquerque, which is where I would say the biggest population of people are in New Mexico. But even if you don't live in Albuquerque, there are 9 for you to pick from. We have cross-country skiing, we have snow shoveling. What else we got? Snowshoeing is what I meant to say, but we also do have snow shoveling, which comes with, you know, snow. So if you're a big snow person, we got that too. And then we have spring, and spring's great because things are blooming, flowers are blooming. You can do all your spring activities such as picnics and whatnot. And then you have summer again, and you got everything here. As my point is trying to say, we have 4 seasons in New Mexico every year, which is something that not a lot of places have. And if you're looking for 4 seasons, we got it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Have a good day.